Good morning, my dear students. So today we are back after a very long time. So we all know that this novel corona COVID situation is going on in our surroundings and we need to take care of ourselves. So as per the government guidelines, we are again back in the online platform. Today we are in class 6 and we are studying connect with biology. Okay. Now as per the ICSE curriculum, in your particular syllabus you have a chapter which is known as habitat and adaptation. So we'll be discussing about the particular chapter, what is it, how we are going to study this chapter, what are the important parts, what are the informations, and the explanation of the chapter. So open your chapter, I guess in your book it is chapter 5. Okay, so open that. The chapter is habitat and adaptation. So the very first thing, what is habitat, right? Habitat means a particular animal. Okay, a particular animal is staying in a surroundings, okay, or in an environment. So when a particular organism is staying in the surroundings, it is known as habitat. And what are the adaptation? Adaptation means the change that the particular organisms need to do to adapt or to get accustomed with the particular surroundings. Okay, so we will be learning about this chapter. See, habitat, the natural environment of an organism or species where it lives, multiplies and thrives naturally is called the habitat. So we can get an example, say for human. Okay, for us, what happens? We are staying in a locality, in a society, so that is our habitat. Okay, the habitat of a plant or an animal species provides shelter, food, water, air and a place to raise its young ones. There are various types of habitats such as pond, lake, forest, grassland, desert, mountain and polar region. So these are the types of habitat. Any change in the physical features or characteristics behavior of a species that allow it to survive successfully in its habitat is called an adaptation. So as I have already discussed, what is adaptation? Adaptation means that we need to adapt. Okay, say for example, we are in a very temperate zone, right? Here we have experienced a quite chilly winter as well as a hot and humid summer, right? Now suppose your parents are being transferred to a hilly area, say to Himachal Pradesh. Now the weather condition would definitely be different from what we have in Kolkata. So it will generally on the very first day or in the very first month you will definitely feel huge problem, but slowly your body will adjust to the outside temperature, and this adjustment is nothing but known as adaptation. For example, a polar bear is adapted to live in its habitat of extremely cold polar region. It has thick layer of fat under its skin and a thick white fur to keep it warm. In this chapter, we will learn about some habitat and how different plants and animal species are adapted to survive in this habitat. Habitat are of two broad categories. What are they? See. Now, if you write habitat, then it will be of two categories. One is aquatic, another one is terrestrial. Now what is aquatic? Definitely you all know that aquatic means related to particular water, right? Aquatic means related to water. And what is terrestrial? Terrestrial means related to land. Okay, now see, adaptation in aquatic habitat. Aquatic habitat comprise all type of water bodies such as river, lakes, pond, sea and ocean. Some of the organisms that live in aquatic habitat include reeds, lotus, water lily, duck, fish, turtle, dolphin and whales. Now what are the adaptation that we learn in particular aquatic plant? Okay, now we all know that plants take in particular carbon dioxide and gives out oxygen with the help of leaves, right? But see, in case of aquatic plant, okay, the plant which is submerged in the water, what will happen? Is it possible for them to take to take oxygen or carbon dioxide just like it is in the plant that we see in the land? No. See, plants that grow in water are called aquatic plants. So if question come what are aquatic plants, you need to write plants that grow in water are called aquatic plants. These are also called hydrophytes. Okay, please underline this. This is also called hydrophytes. These plants are of three types: floating plant, fixed plant and underwater plant. See, floating plant. Plants that float on water are called floating plants. Water hyacinth and duckweed are example of floating plant. Some adaptation of floating plants are, so see, questions are going to come directly that what are the adaptation of aquatic plant, what are the adaptation of say floating plant, and then you need to write 1 or 2 points based on the marks that will be given on. Okay, see, floating plants have light and spongy stems so that they can float on water. These plants do not have fixed roots. Their roots hang loosely in water. Generally we see that the roots are intact in the soil, but see the adaptation in floating plants, these plants do not have fixed root and their roots hang loosely in water. Now fixed plants that have their roots fixed in the mud at the bottom of water body are called the fixed plant. They are found in shallow water. Lotus and water lily are example of fixed plant. Some adaptation of the fixed plant are, so what are the adaptations? See, fixed plant have flat and broad leaves. This helps the leaves to float easily on the surface of the water. Now if you have seen lily, okay, or in Bengali we call it as poddo phul, you have seen that the leaves are very big. Second, the leaves have a waxy coating on the exposed surface. The wax prevent them from decaying in the water. Now their particular leaves will have a coating, okay, a wax like coating in them. These are used for preventing them from the water. Now it is very common that if we keep something in water for a long time, then it will get started rotten, right? The stems are thin, long, flexible and hollow. This helps them to reach the surface of water easily. Their leaves have stomata. Only on the upper surface of the leaf, the stomata help them to take in and release gases. Clear? Now underwater plants. Plants that grow under the surface of water are called underwater plants. Example, tape grass and pondweed. Some adaptation of underwater plants are, they have thin and narrow leaves which undulate with water content and do not break off. They absorb dissolved gases from water and release air directly through their surface. Clear? Now we will learn about adaptation in aquatic animals. So what are the adaptation that we found in aquatic animals? The following are some important adaptation in fish, dolphin, whales and ducks. Now in fishes, you all know that we take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide with the help of our nose. In case of fish, do you ever find a nose in them? No. They have a special structure which is known as gills, right? So these gills helps in giving the particular respiratory, it serves as a respiratory organ for the gaseous diffusion. See, fishes have gills to breathe in water. Gills are respiratory organs in fish that help them to absorb oxygen dissolved in water. Fishes have streamlined bodies. This means that in most fishes, the head and tail region are tapering and the middle part of the body is broad. Now if we draw a structure of fish, it will be definitely like this. Okay, now see, this part is tapering and this part is also tapering and it is very broad in the mid region. These particular type of structure help them to swim. Okay. Okay. This helps them to move by cutting through water, offering least resistance to it. Fast moving fishes have more streamlined body. Okay, you will see the fishes which are very small moves very fast. Okay, this is the reason. Bodies of fishes are covered with protective scales. These scales are lined by mucus, which makes them slippery and allow for swift movement. Scales also protect the body from external injury and parasites. Now, fins of the fishes are adapted to maintain body balance in water while swimming. Their tail helps to change the direction while swimming and also pushes the fish forward. To keep afloat, fishes have an air-filled bag called swim bladder. A fish can go deeper or higher by releasing or filling air respectively in its swim bladder. Okay, now it depends on the weight. Whenever they are taking in more air in the swim bladder, they will definitely be heavier and they will go downwards, and if they are releasing that air, then they will go upward. Okay, now this is how they control, and the tail is used for changing the direction of movement, and fins is for swimming in the particular water. Clear? Now see, dolphin and whales, they do not have gills as they are mammals. They have lungs and blowholes to breathe. The blowholes are located on the top of their body. These animals have to come regularly to the surface of water to breathe. Whales have a thick layer of fat called blubber present underneath the skin. The blubber keeps them warm and also provides them with energy during scarcity of food. Clear? Now we are coming to ducks. A duck has webbed feet, that is, their toes are joined together by a thin flap of skin. Webbed feet help the ducks to push the water while swimming. Now what is webbed feet? See, now we have our hand like this and feet are also like this. Okay, now what happened while swimming? I don't know whether any of you have tried swimming or not. You will see that while swimming, what we need to do, we need to close this, right? Because this provides maximum water to the backward. Now these particular ducks, they also have their feet like this. Suppose this is the feet. Now here it is joined. Okay, it is joined by muscles. Now this enables them to provide or to push back maximum amount of water so that they can swim easily. Clear? Ducks also have light and hollow bones which help them to stay afloat. Their feathers are waterproof, which keeps their body dry and warm. Ducks have a special bills with holes for feeding. This helps to filter out muddy water while retaining the useful food component from the water. Clear? Now we'll go to adaptation in terrestrial habitat. Just a second. Yes. See. Desert forest and grassland are some terrestrial habitat. Let us learn about this. Now I have already told these are all about the aquatic animals. Now we will come to terrestrial. Tropical rainforest habitat. Forests are characterized by moderate to thick vegetation cover. Forest can be various types depending on the climate and vegetation. Tropical rainforests receive abundant rainfall, more than 2500 mm in a year throughout the year, and their climate is warm and humid. These forests have a great diversity of plant, animal, bird and insects. Amazon rainforests are the largest rainforest on earth. In India, rainforests exist in the Western Ghats and in Assam. Okay. Now plants and animals in tropical rainforest. What happens in the tropical rainforest? Mahogany, teak, rubber and rosewood trees inhabit the tropical rainforest. Trees usually have broad leaves to enable a high rate of transpiration. Animals such as monkey, sloth, jaguar, tree fox, toucans, macaws and beetle are found here. Chimpanzees and gorillas are found in the rainforest of Congo in Africa. Clear? See, what are the adaptation? Adaptation in tropical rainforest. A group of small plants called bromeliads grow on tall tree branch to take advantage of the sunlight present in the higher region of the forest. Several plants have leaves with a leathery texture and a pointed tip so that rainwater trickles away easily, preventing the growth of the microbes and fungi, like so that the rainwater can pass through it. Clear? Monkeys have developed prehensile tails which are adapted to grasp and hold objects. Their long limbs which help them to climb and move easily through a canopy and also hang from trees branches so that they can access the fruits in the canopy region. This keeps them safe from the predator on the ground. Okay, now what is perihensile? Perihensile means capable of grasping things by curling around them. Okay, just like the snake curl around, this is known as the curling around them thing, and this is this particular type of tails is known as perihensile. Clear? Now see, camouflage. What are camouflage? Camouflage is seen in animals such as sloth, leaf insects, and stick insect to protect them from predator. The sloth moves so slowly across the trees that algae developed on the fur make it look green like leaves. Okay, camouflaging means to change color. Now it is not always to change color. Okay, camouflage is the exact term. Camouflage means to hide. Okay, now what happens? See, in case of particular sloth, they move so slowly and they are green in color that you will hardly be able to distinguish them from the leaf that one particular organism is traveling through it. Okay, now grassland and habitat. Grassland habitat are mostly covered with different species of grasses and where trees or woody plants are rare. Grazing, lack of enough rainfall and frequent fires are a common feature here, which also provide woody species from growing dominant. So woody species grows very less or very little here. They are found in varying temperature zones. The rainfall in grassland is less than that in forest, but more than in desert. Okay, so it is a moderate, neither very less nor very high. Plants and animals in grasslands. See, grasses may be 3 to 6 feet tall and some plants may be fire and drought resistant. Termites are prominent here. Giraffe, wildebeest, zebras, rhinoceros, gazelle, buffalo, elephant and predators such as lion, leopard, jackals and hyenas are present. Grassland in colder region have several wildflower species such as aster, coneflowers, sunflower and wild indigos and animals such as prairie dogs, badgers, wolves, fox, owls and quails. Clear? Now what are the adaptation in grassland habitat? See, many grassland plants have long roots. They grow from the base instead of the tip. This enables them to survive frequent fires and grazing by animals. Point 2. Many grasses have narrow leaves to reduce the loss of water through transpiration. Okay, their leaves are very narrow. The grass cover enable predators such as lion and prairie dogs to use camouflage to hide before attacking their prey. In order to protect themselves from predator, herbivores animals such as zebra, bisons and deer move together in big groups or herds. This kind of behavior is called gregarious. Okay, now of moving all in a together or in a group. Okay, grazing animals have broad and flat teeth at the back of the jaw to grind the grass. They digest their food with the help of multiple chambered digestive system. Clear? Now we will cover this particular desert habitat in the next class. Okay, up till this, whatever I have taught you today, just open your book, go through this particular video lecture. I believe that there will be no problem, but if you have any of the problem, then definitely call me or text me. I'll reply or I'll respond to each and every of your queries. See, as online scenario is going on, so I am trying my best to make you understand the chapter. Just one request, go through this particular chapter thoroughly and the video lecture. See, as it is an online platform, you can replay, rewind and pause at any moment of your time, but please go through it. Okay, so in the next class we will be starting with the desert adaptation, right? Thank you. Stay safe, stay happy. Try to learn or try to teach as your annual exam is coming on. Okay, so take care of yourself, take care of your family. See you in the next class. Thank you.